Hello YouTube and welcome back to my channel, Simply Health PhD. I'm Bethany and today I'm going to be talking to you all about the difference between diet failure and diet success. Now, when people decide that they want to adopt a new healthy lifestyle, whether that be eating healthier, going to the gym, losing a bit of weight, they tend to go into it with a mindset of I must do this, I have to do this. So they might think I have to stick to this certain strict diet plan, which eliminates certain food groups because apparently that makes me lose weight. Or I have to go to the gym for a certain period of time per week and follow this strict program that I actually really hate. Or I must lose a certain amount of weight by a certain time. Now, all these intentions are really, really good. And if you're using goals to set them, then even better. But the problem is that jumping in to a new regime, a new program, overnight and expecting yourself to be able to follow it and keep it up, it's really, really difficult. Now, whilst the intentions of these mindsets are all well and good, it's really, really difficult to be able to stick to these complete changes in lifestyle overnight. Now, this is a lot of change for your brain to have to kind of cope with and process, and you've got a lifetime worth of behaviours that you're trying to change and you're expecting it to be easy to change overnight. It's just not the case. And so this is why so many people drop out of exercise programs, of diet programs, this and all the other barriers to exercise as well, such as time, finances, boredom, whatever you name it, every excuse under the book. And so this is the difference between people being able to stick to a diet program or dropping out because it's just too much, it's too overwhelming, and they can't cope anymore, and they give up. Or alternatively, you can see others who completely throw themselves into it, and if you've got a specific type of personality, namely perfectionism, you may end up actually taking a disordered approach to diet and exercise. Now, in order to reap the benefits of a healthy lifestyle, both mentally and physically, it's important that you refocus your mindset when you go into these new diets or these new healthy lifestyle changes. So, I wanted to talk to you about the trans-theoretical model of change. Now, this model states that there are 6 different stages that people go through when adopting a new behaviour change. So the first stage is pre-contemplation. Now, this is where you're thinking about changing. You know that your current lifestyle is not right. You know that it's damaging and you're not happy and you're not healthy. So you think, yeah, maybe I should do something about this, whether that be giving up smoking, reducing alcohol, start exercising a little bit more, or just eating a little bit better. So this is pre-contemplation. You've maybe received some information, perhaps your GP's told you that your health is suffering and you might need to change, and so you're going to start thinking about it in this pre-contemplation stage. Now, if you take this stage seriously, you'll then move into stage 2, which is contemplation. Now, here you're starting to think about it a little bit more seriously. So you might start looking into different diets, you might start approaching gyms and looking at memberships, and you might seriously intend on taking up this new lifestyle approach and taking it seriously. From here, you may move into the 3rd stage, which is the preparation stage. Now, here again, you're taking it one step further and you're actually doing it. You're actually starting to go to the gym. You're actually starting to try and eat a little bit better. You're starting to try and reduce your smoking or your alcohol consumption, whatever it is that you're trying to change. You're making the first baby steps into doing it. And you have a plan of action for how you're going to tackle this. From here, you move into the 4th stage, which is the action stage. Now, here you're doing it, you're keeping up your action plan, you've adopted the new healthy behaviours and you're sticking to it. But it's been quite a short period of time. You've been sticking to it for less than 6 months. And that's all well and good. Now, here is where people struggle. Here is where people usually tend to drop out or lose focus, lose motivation. And here, if you're a fitness professional or a personal trainer, and you've got a client currently in this action stage, is where you really need to do your absolute best to start motivating them and encouraging them. And if you're not a fitness professional and you are just in this stage, then here is where you need to really start reminding yourself, why am I doing this? What am I doing this for? What will the end goal be? And then you're much more likely to be able to stick to and move on to stage 5, which is the maintenance stage. Now, in the maintenance stage is where you've been keeping up the program or the regime, whatever it is you want to call it, for about 6 months. And here is where you're much more likely to be able to continue and maintain this new healthy lifestyle approach. Now, 6 months is a very long time to be engaging, so you have to try and keep yourself motivated and engaged for 6 months in order to just be likely to be able to stick to this program for a period of time. Now, this is why I say to people that a diet, a really extreme diet, one that's making you completely change your lifestyle by either doing diet shakes or some extreme exercise program, if you can't see yourself realistically keeping that up for 6 months, then there's no point even doing it, because you're just going to revert right back to stage 1, that pre-contemplation stage where you were struggling to begin with. And here we enter the yo-yo dieting cycle, where you move up and then you lose interest, you lose focus, so you go right back to square one, you try something different. And again, all these approaches are too extreme and too much for you to take on. So this is why I say that mindset is a huge factor in the difference between diet failure and diet success, and I will get into this a little bit more. So we're in the maintenance stage. Then after the maintenance stage, if you can keep this up for about 5 years, you then move into the termination stage, and this is where your behaviour and your lifestyle has completely been changed. This is where you, as quote unquote the book says, once an exerciser has stayed in the termination stage for 5 years, the individual is considered to have exited from the cycle of change, and relapse simply does not occur. At this stage, one is truly an active potato for a lifetime. So, if you want to be an active potato, you need to take on a program that you think you can realistically stick to for at least 5 years. Now, 5 years is a very long time to stick to a diet program or exercise regime. Now, this is why I say that taking on a diet or having the mindset of I am on a diet is just not going to help you in the long run. Going on a diet that's supposed to last 2 weeks or a month to help you lose weight is all well and good for the short term, and yes, you will see success short term. But if you cannot keep this up for 6 months to 5 years, then there's no point doing it. It's not going to work. And so this is why I say, rather than focusing on aesthetics, on weight loss, on sticking to this certain program, you need to approach it more in a internal way. So this is where it comes down to your diet mindset. So you have an unhealthy diet mindset versus a healthy diet mindset. Now, for those of you who followed me on Instagram, I did actually do a post on this, and with my lovely little poster. And I explained just a little bit, but I thought I would go into it in more depth here. So, an unhealthy diet mindset. You may think, I must ignore my hunger and my cravings. Now, this is all well and good, again, short term, for a short-term diet. But if you're ignoring your hunger and your cravings, you're not listening to your body. You're not listening to what it really wants. Now, I'm not saying that you should just listen to your body and eat shit all the time, but I'm also saying that you shouldn't ignore your body when it's telling you it wants something. So, for example, yesterday, I felt really tired. I was working a long shift and I just really wanted pasta. I ate a lot of pasta yesterday, and that's okay. I guess my body just needed it. It got me through today. Today, I don't feel like eating pasta. I felt like eating eggs, so I had an omelette for breakfast. And listening to your body in that way, tuning into your body, is telling you what it wants. It's telling you what it needs. So rather than saying, I must ignore my hunger and my cravings, think, I honour my body when it tells me it's hungry. Really listen to it. Listen to what it's wanting, what you're craving. And don't worry, because this is a huge thing with intuitive eating. People are worried that by giving up control or by not taking control, they're never going to reach a healthy state with their body. But actually, more and more research is showing that the more we become in tune with our body, the healthier we can become, because your body really knows what it needs to stay healthy. The second thing that people go into when they start a diet, the second mindset they have is, I must not eat bad food. Well, okay, when we say bad foods, we're assuming processed foods, high sugar foods, carbohydrates with a high glycemic load, things like that. And this becomes a problem because people with this diet mentality, or this mentality of I must avoid bad food, start cutting out food groups from their diet. Now, there is no such thing as a bad food. Everything in moderation is absolutely fine for you. So whether you one day fancy a burger and chips, whether you one day fancy cake, whether you fancy a salad, like whatever you fancy, no food is bad food. Every food, no matter what it is, no matter how bad it is portrayed, has nutritional value. And so long as you're not eating it all the time, then you're likely meeting your nutritional needs. As long as you're getting a varied, balanced diet, there is no such thing as bad food. So rather than focusing on, I must avoid all bad food, think, food is just food. I can eat what I fancy. And again, this comes back to the whole listening to your body and eating intuitively. When we listen to our body really does know what it wants, as I said. And I remember listening to, I think it was a podcast with Laura Thomas, PhD. If you haven't read her book, really amazing. And she talks a lot about intuitive eating and how that when you listen to your body, you're not gonna be binging on crap all the time. Imagine, I think she used the term, imagine if you just ate donuts all day, every day. You might enjoy the first few donuts, but after you've eaten, say, like 5 or 6 donuts, you'll probably start feeling a bit sick and you won't really want to eat another donut. And you may actually fancy a salad. So it comes back to me yesterday. I listened to my body yesterday. I wanted loads of pasta. Today, I absolutely did not want pasta. So again, just listening to your body, you will eat the right foods and the foods that your body needs. I also posted something the other day about the developmental aspects of eating behaviours. And it was found, there was a study, I can't remember the researcher now, but if you're interested, go and check out the post. And I just talked about this piece of research that found that children who were given complete reign over what they wanted to eat actually were able to meet their nutritional needs and support their body's growth and development. So the wisdom of the body is just really, really underrated, and something that we really should start doing in order to be able to adopt a healthy lifestyle long term. Okay, the next mentality or mindset that I hear so many people say is that they must go to the gym for a certain amount of time, no matter how they're feeling. Now, again, this is all well and good intention, and keeping up a healthy, active lifestyle is so important and offers so many health benefits. However, if you have a day where you're not feeling like the gym and you just want to sit down in front of the sofa, then do it. Don't force yourself to go to the gym every day, because if you make it a chore, you're not going to stick to it. It becomes monotonous, it becomes boring, and who wants to do that? You're not going to follow it, and then you're going to revert back to that pre-contemplation stage where you don't want to do anything. For those of you who haven't started exercising yet and hate the idea of exercising, I want you to change your mindset about what exercise really is. Now, when we think of exercise, we think of going to the gym and following some program. Now, if you like that and that's how you work and helps you, then do it, because that's great. That's what I love to do. I love going to the gym. But also, it's not the only way to exercise. Anything that is moving your body counts as exercise, whether that be dancing, whether that be walking, riding your bike, going for a swim, just pottering around the house and doing the housework. Anything that's moving counts as exercise. And so rather than thinking, I must go to the gym, I must exercise, I must do a certain amount every single week, think, I enjoy moving my body in ways that feels good. Move your body actively and think about how it's making you feel, because people who say they don't like exercise, you're wrong. I didn't want to put it like that, but you're wrong. It's just a natural instinct. We are made to move. We like moving our bodies. There must be some way, there must be one thing you can think of that is moving your body that you really enjoy doing. So do it, but don't make it a chore, just do it when you feel like doing it. And this also goes for people who perhaps have a disordered relationship with exercise. Now for me, I spent many years with a disordered exercise problem, and I was focused on going to the gym for at least 2 hours a day, doing a certain amount of cardio, doing a certain amount of weights, and I was fixated on this program. And if I couldn't keep that up, or something got in the way of me being able to keep this regime up, I got really anxious, really distressed and upset. And over the years, I've been slowly cutting down my workouts and telling myself that if some life circumstance prevents me from going to the gym, that it's okay. I can move my body in other ways, and I don't have to go to the gym every single day, because that's not healthy either, and that's not a healthy mindset. And here I'm trying to teach you about reaping the benefits of a healthy lifestyle, both mentally and physically, and that, I believe, is all down to your mindset. Now, the last kind of mindset that I think is really big in diet culture is the feeling that you must lose a certain amount of weight and be this ideal or perfect size. Now, this is completely unrealistic, and again, putting so much pressure on yourself. It's going to affect negatively your self-confidence, your self-worth. And rather than focusing on this number on the scales, this perfect body size, I want you to actually think, my body's perfect just as it is right now, and I'm going to love it and take care of it. And if you start doing that, and when you start focusing on this kind of, I want to look after my body just for the sake of looking after it and keeping it healthy and fit and well, as opposed to focusing on this number, this scale, this fixation. As I said in my post, keeping a healthy lifestyle has much more of a purpose, much more meaning, and we're going to be much more likely to stick to it in the long term. So the difference between diet failure and diet success is, firstly, not to go on a diet at all, but actually to listen to your body, listen to what it's telling you, appreciate your body for what it is now, and go into a new healthy program, a healthy lifestyle approach, with the aim of doing it just to improve your health. Think, I'm going to be improving my cardiovascular fitness if I go for a run. I'm going to be improving my muscle strength and endurance if I go to that circuit class. Think about how good you feel when you eat a healthy, nutritious meal, as opposed to when you've been binging on loads and loads of crap. It's simple things like that, and slight changes in your mindset make all the difference between your diet failure and your diet success. And from moving from that action stage where most people are likely to drop out, all the way to that termination stage and being an active potato for life. So I hope this video has given you something to think about. Obviously, if you have any questions, then please feel free to post them in the comments, and I will quite happily discuss them with you. If you're interested in learning and educating yourself about health and fitness, then please subscribe and support, and don't forget to hit that notification button so you don't miss any videos. I try and post weekly. And also, for more regular updates, then don't forget to follow me on Instagram, where I post something different every day, whether that be something to do with cooking, fitness, or mental health. And you can follow me there at simplyhealthphd. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you come back again soon.